Hi, day 6. This is now going to get a little bit more practical, and it's also getting practical compared to the fact that you're working in the home, and in another video I'll show you how to do this outside. So I formulated a pattern of learning some 20 years back, and it was based on where I've been working with the coaches and training the coaches to become coaches, and I suggested to people that I could get anybody that had never played the game before to hit their first shot 150 yards to a very small target, let's say the top right hand corner of a 5 on a 150 yard sign on the range, with just a little bit of draw. And of course there was a fair bit of incredulity expressed about that particular claim. Now I'm not going to do the first part of the operation, because the first part was a little bit trancy in the way it was applied, i.e. I used some video footage of a golf pro, whoever the client's favourite golf pro was, and got them to take that picture into their mind as they were seeing it. Then when they got they could shut their eyes and see that picture of the movements, then I would ask them to put their self into that picture so they could see themselves doing it. Then they would jump into the picture and feel what it felt like to make those movements. And then I take them to the range, and the first part of this operation would be to get them to make this action with just their body, without their hands and arms, then their body with the hands and arms, then the body with the hands and arms and a golf club, then the body in the hands and arms and a tee peg. And basically what I did was, over a period of time, refined those movements so they matched what they were seeing and feeling in their head. And then when they were constantly hitting that tee peg with about the right speed, at the right angle, with a square club face, I put the ball down. Now, for sure, not everybody hit the 5 on the 150 yard side, but we do have some video footage of us doing that and the reaction of those people around, so it definitely worked. And this is again one of the tools in the coach's toolbox that we use, but specifically it's going to be for you today. So although these hands are for monitoring the club head, club shaft and club face, they are still reacting to what the body does. And there are several ways to do this. So we could start just with the club head and feeding back, or in this case I'm going to start with just the body movements and then find where they join. So after we've taken our posture, and again, I'm not going to give you as yet a lesson in taking your posture, but I certainly have a very original way given to me from a golfing machine specialist who was also an anatomy expert. So from our posture, what happens within the golf swing, because we're so into what our hands are doing and what the club head, we kind of like don't notice what the body's doing, and the feet are the only things that we really truly can drive from, because this is all fresh air, but the feet we can drive from. So again, if you've read the ebook, one of the essential things to discover is where your COG is, to keep it virtually stacked here, even though we may turn around it, and probably not to over extend it either way. So the first thing that we do now is get ourselves a mirror. So you may be able to see the back of that mirror here, and I've also got a mirror over there. So just a little one that moves. You can put it against a table leg, or you can obviously use mirrors that you've got in the bedroom. So what we're after is the idea that we're going to feel the feet on the ground. So specifically feel the heels and the balls at the same time, feel them heavy into the ground. Feel and sense the COG, which is a couple of inches below your navel and a couple of inches inside, and feel and notice how that COG connects with the feet. And then all we want to do is make this little move where the hips move probably no more than 25 degrees. The shoulders move probably about the same, maybe a fraction more. And definitely what we're doing here is a half swing. This is a half swing. So again, if we go back to those original videos, we talked about the fact that if we're going to start to do something, a change, then we need to do it smaller and shorter than before and slower. So we're taking all of the external influences like the club out, or the ball, a target, and we're just focusing in. We're noticing. So you may want to shut your eyes and just feel that centre of gravity stay in there, and how we turn as you keep your eyes on an imaginary ball. So all we want to do is feel this. Then as we start the movement down, we want to feel the ground first, and then feel like just this right shoulder is going to go down, and that's going to shoot the target hip forward. So it's turn, down, and then rotate out of it. And we can see this all in the mirror, so we can see how that staying there, sitting down, right shoulder going down, and then turning out. And you're going to find all sorts of challenges in doing that. You're going to find stiffness, you're going to find pain. And these are all the things that when you swing at speed you don't notice, and these are the things that pull this club out of plane. Those criteria that we said. These are the things that start to lift you up, that pull you out. So when we can make a movement that is very reasonably small, we can monitor it in the mirror. Got my spine angle there, tilting slightly away from the target, nice and stable in my feet. Turn, sit, right shoulder down, and that whole unit is pushing it. And then we just rotate from there. Looking at the inside quarter of the ball and feeling how we're going to hit the inside quarter of that ball. And then we'll notice how the left side here is cleared, and this is offering a little bit of resistance to the right side. We're pushing off, the heel is ahead of the toe, right shoulder still back, head still back behind the ball.